Hello, welcome to another video. My name is Silas, and today we are talking about a specific TikTok ranter called me on rants. If you don't know what rants are, they're basically just videos with slime in the background, a character PNG, and someone giving their opinion. Now, most of the time these are fine, but sometimes there are people with very specific opinions that are kind of a bit problematic in general. I'm not saying all of them are, but this specific person is. So let's check out what they have to say.
LGBT topics shouldn't be permitted in the classroom, and it's time we stop apologizing for saying so. We need to set a clear boundary. I'm not talking about seniors who are practically adults. I'm talking about the lower grades where children are still forming.
What exactly do you mean by lower grade? Grade 1? Grade 5? Grade 9? There's many more lower grades underneath senior. You have to specify.
It is especially inappropriate for teachers to bring their openly gay identities or personal lives into the workplace. Logic check. Being gay is not the norm. In any functional society, being straight is the standard.
Did we just dead-ass censor the words straight and gay? Really? Really?
It is the normal baseline for humanity. So why are we teaching children that entering a community that can lead to mental and physical complications is something to celebrate?
I don't know what mental and physical complications you're talking about. Ever since I found out you can kiss women and men, my life has been much better. I've been much happier with myself, I've been getting more bitches, life has been great. I don't know what you're on about, but okay.
School should be a place for facts, logic, and academic discipline, not a playground for identity issues. These are deeply personal discussions that belong at home, under the guidance of parents, not in a taxpayer-funded classroom. We are confusing children by presenting a lifestyle as an education. If we keep prioritizing these social experiments over basic standards, we aren't progressing. We're sabotaging the next generation's sense of reality.
All I hear is you're angry that people can kiss the same sex and it's hurting you. But, anyway, in more seriousness, this doesn't make sense. This is someone's lifestyle. Being gay is someone's actual lifestyle. You're acting like we're just teaching a fantasy to kids, when being gay is some people's genuine lifestyle. That is my lifestyle. That is many people's lifestyles. You cannot say that it's bad to teach a kid that you're allowed to like who you like. And also, some kids can't go to their parents to learn about stuff because some kids have homophobic parents, like me. I can't go to my dad about this stuff. I can't go to my mum about this stuff because they won't understand it. It's easier to learn it in school and then figure out that this is okay while in a setting like that, because you'll be able to accept it better, at least in my personal experience, because that's where I learned about being queer for the first time. Anyway, let's get on to the next video.
Being trans means accepting race swapping. Let me explain before you get all mad. We're told that a category, like being a woman for example, is no longer a biological reality, but a feeling. That if someone identifies as a woman, they simply are one. But when you ask for a definition of what that feeling actually is, the answer is always, a woman is someone who feels like a woman. That is a circular definition. It explains nothing. But here's where everything really falls apart. If identity is based entirely on how someone feels inside, then why does that logic stop at one category? If a person born in Europe feels internally like they are African or Colombian, can they simply claim that identity? The immediate answer from the internet is, no, that's offensive. Changing your category like that is rooted in a history of prejudice. Okay, but then we have to apply that same logic across the board. If changing your category based on feelings is problematic in one area, why is it celebrated in another? If claiming a different heritage is considered an insult to the history of that group, how is it not an insult to women to suggest that their entire lived biological reality can be reduced to a feeling or an aesthetic? We've even had to invent new labels like cis just to categorize people who actually fit the original definition of the word.
Race is different than gender. Gender as we know it is a social construct. Everything we know about it, how boys can't wear dresses and all this and girls have to be feminine, is just a social construct and has been different throughout the years. But race is your people and where you come from. You cannot change your race because you cannot change your history. Your race is a very important part of your history, and you cannot just change that. Tell me you don't know what being transgender is without telling me you don't know what being transgender is. Oh my goodness. Anyway, next video!
All lives matter, not just black people ones. We've been bullied into this Black Lives Matter narrative that forces everyone to pretend like black people are the only oppressed ones on the planet. And frankly, it's insulting to everyone else who is actually working hard and struggling in silence. When you say all lives matter, you aren't being racist, you're being honest. There are people of every single race, including white people in poverty, who are being crushed by the system. But you're told their lives don't matter as much because they don't fit the political victim trend of the week.
Dog, who the fuck is saying white people's lives don't matter? Like, who the actual fuck is saying this? You are pulling this out of your ass. No one is saying that white people's lives don't matter. No one is saying this. No one is saying white people can't be oppressed by the system or poor. No one is fucking saying this. Dude, where did you get this? You pulled this out of your ass. I swear. Where did you get this? Oh my god. Oh my god.
It is pure narcissism to demand that the entire world stops and focuses only on you while everyone else is also suffering. You aren't special just because of your skin color, and your struggle isn't more important than the guy losing his farm or the kid in a trailer park with no future. By acting like you're the only ones who face oppression, you're actually the ones being divisive. You're demanding a special status that nobody else gets, and then you have the nerve to call it equality. The truth is, all lives matter is the only statement that isn't a scam. It's the only one that doesn't ignore the millions of other people who are also struggling just because they aren't the right category to get you likes on social media. If you don't want a fair world, you want a world where you're at the top of the victimhood ladder so you can keep demanding things you didn't earn. Stop acting like you're the only ones who have it hard.
At this point, just say you're racist. Oh my god. This is just racism with bigger words and extra steps. Like, again, no one is saying that white lives don't matter. It's just white people have a history of suppressing black people. Black people have a history of suppression. Of course, people are going to care about them and say Black Lives Matter in places where Black lives sometimes are killed for existing. Black people are killed for just existing in the same space. That's why people are like, oh my god. Just say you're racist at this point. Just write on your sprite that you are racist. I can't with you. Oh my god. Anyway, next video.
Trans women shouldn't compete in women's sports. Women spent over a century fighting for the right to have their own category, their own scholarships, and their own safety. Now, we are being told that inclusion is more important than fairness. Biology doesn't care about your identity. Male puberty provides permanent physical advantages that cannot be reversed by a year of hormone blockers. We are talking about bone density, lung capacity, and muscle fiber type. When a biological male competes in a female category, it isn't a fair fight. It's a physical takeover.
Would you like to know one of the things that estrogen does? It reduces muscle mass and it redistributes fat, meaning it takes away your muscle. It makes you weaker. I'm not saying women are weak, but it gives you the muscles of a woman. I cannot understand your thinking here. Estrogen is what makes women have the muscles of a woman. So taking estrogen will give you the muscles of a woman. I know it's breathtaking and shocking that this information is actually true. I didn't know either, trust. But yeah, that's what estrogen does, I feel. Anyway, next video.
Toxic masculinity does not exist. It is a completely made-up concept designed to gaslight men into believing their nature is a defect. We've spent years using this fake label to describe literally anything a man does that makes people uncomfortable. If he's competitive, toxic. If he's jealous, toxic. If he's protective, toxic. But those aren't toxic traits. Those are survival traits. We didn't discover a new psychological problem. We just decided to start bullying men for being men. And then we have the audacity to talk about men's mental health. You can't tell a man that his core identity is a disease and then act confused when he becomes depressed and isolated. You haven't helped men's mental health by inventing this term. You've destroyed it. You've told them that the very things that give them purpose, strength, duty, and leadership are the things they should be ashamed of. The reality is there is no such thing as toxic masculinity. There is only masculinity, and then there is bad character. Bad people exist in every gender, but we don't invent a special toxic label for everyone else.
1. You're treating men like they have no point in life for being big and strong. Also, toxic masculinity is not a guy being a bit protective or, I don't know, wanting to go to the gym. No, toxic masculinity is shit like boys don't cry. It's shit like boys can't show emotion. Boys will be boys when it's harassing people. Toxic masculinity is stuff that men get told that make them toxic. It's like, it's not just stuff like being protective or wanting to be strong or wanting to, I don't know, gulp eggs. It's stuff like boys don't cry, stuff like that, stuff like boys can't get therapy, boys can't do this, boys can't do that. That is toxic masculinity. It is not whatever the hell you just described. Anyway, next video.
ICE is a good thing. There, I said it. We need to stop pretending that enforcing the law is hateful. You don't get to move to a country illegally and expect to profit off a system that other people work their entire lives to build. This isn't just about the US. It's about the principle of a border.
ICE shoots people. No, not just illegal people. They don't just detain them or anything. ICE shoots and kills people.
Think about the legal immigrants who spend years, thousands of dollars, and piles of paperwork to do it the right way. It is a total slap in the face to them when someone thinks they can just bypass the system and get the same benefits for free. You don't get a shortcut just because you didn't feel like waiting in line.
Shut the fuck up. ICE kills people.
And look, I'll be the first to admit, sometimes ICE is aggressive. I'm not saying every officer is perfect or that every situation is handled flawlessly, but a system having flaws doesn't mean the law shouldn't exist.
First to admit, you were definitely not the first to admit this, far from the first. And no, it's not flawed. ICE shoots and kills and detains and deports fully legal citizens just for looking at them funny. I'm not even joking. So seriously, shut the fuck up.
Their job is to protect the border and keep actual criminals off our streets. A country without a border isn't a country. It's a free-for-all. If you want the safety and the life a country offers, show enough respect to come through the front door. Stop making excuses for people breaking the law and start respecting the people who actually follow.
You are literally saying to let people get shot and killed for coming over imaginary lines made up by people. Genuinely, people are losing their lives over this. What the fuck? What the actual hell? I am dead ass. What the hell is wrong with you? I would say next video, but I am so sick of this person that I will not be covering any more of their videos that I have saved. And also, quick mention, they sound so AI generated. Like, it generally just sounds super AI. Like, so AI. Oh my, just AI all over, written all over this. So I'm pretty sure this person is rage bait now. But even if they are, I felt like being angry, so I'm still making this video. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. The full artwork that's been drawing in the background will be on screen right now. Here's where else to find me in case you want to look for where else I am. Enjoy the rest of your day. Silas out.